In Belgium for this week's round of Ultra Quiz.
Hello, Huden Avon, and welcome to Ultra Quiz 1984, Round 4, with 16 survivors left on the road to £10,000. As you can see, our grand tour has now brought us to one of Europe's most extraordinary cities, Bruges in Belgium. In the Middle Ages, the foremost commercial centre of Europe. And in such a medieval atmosphere, to travel in anything of more than 1 horsepower would almost seem like sacrilege. It's a miracle of preservation. Not unlike our good friend, Mr. William Rushton here.
Civil of you, David, thank you.
Someone once called Bruges a moated museum of the Middle Ages, with centuries-old buildings reflected in its silent waters. Tiny bridges cross the canals, and stiff-gabled houses perch over narrow, cobbled streets. In the Middle Ages, before Bruges became landlocked, the riches of the 7 seas were piled high on its docks and in its market squares. Well, of course, Bruges is just across the channel from England, but it's taken us 3 weeks to get here on Ultra Quiz 84. That's because we started, of course, in Beaulieu with 1,000 competitors, and 11 of those delightful people will be with us at the end of this show on the way to Hollywood, to Disneyland and to Hawaii in search of £10,000. 5 of our competitors, alas, will be eliminated today. 2 in the first half of our programme, 3 in the second. And since we're here in this grand old Bergmarkt here in Bruges, we thought we'd have a shopping expedition, a shopping spree here. We're giving each of our competitors a list of 10 items that they have to go and buy. Plus, in fact, 630 Belgian francs, that's about 10 quid to spend on them. And they're going to go off around the marketplace here and try and buy those things in a time limit after which the klaxon will sound. They're not allowed to use English, and the people on the stalls are not allowed to help them with their English. So they're going to have to go and ask, find out what it is, en kip and spit, en meloen, bit easier, en pak and nace, and so on. It's a race all the way, and right now we're going to get it underway by asking Willie to get ready and to get set and to go with the klaxon.
1, 2, 3. Doesn't speak Flemish. 1, 2, 3.
And there they go, rocketing off. There's Ian Smith. What's he looking for? It looks as though he's got the strawberries. That's one of the things he's looking for. En kwart kilo aardbeien. There's Brenda. En meloen she's got successfully in her hand there. En meloen. Bruce has got en ballon there. Bruce Newland's en ballon. That would be en hot dog. Met ayern, which is onion, and mustard. So Margaret's right about that. Well, those are the chickens on the spit, the en kip and spit. There's Hattie, she's got the lady's hat. She's got en ballon there. And there's Janet negotiating. She's come round now for the Netherlands cheese. Lisa's also having a look. This is shopping on a budget with a vengeance. There's Leslie coming up behind.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Hey,
Madame.
Oostie.
Ah, Janet's getting very definite there. She knows what she wants, this girl. She knows it's in kwart kilo Nederlandse kaas. There's Bruce, and that lady's hat really suits him there. Really suits him. Margaret's speeding up almost. She was racing at the beginning, but she seems to be going even faster now. Look at her. Watch that girl go. Look at her. Balloons flying in the wind there. Oh. Look at this. Look at this running. Look at this excitement here. There's another subtle problem that people like Angela have here, of course, which is not to get the rose too close to the balloon. Here's Margaret checking in. With incredible speed, she's done it. And here she is. Here comes Valerie, here comes Hattie, here comes Leslie. And that, as Janet comes up here, that's the 30 seconds to go sign. Make sure you... And Roland, now you've only got a few more seconds before the 30 seconds is up. Rosemary, Ian, Gareth. Well, I must say that all of you did magnificently there in that game. Margaret Brown got 10 out of 10, and so did Hattie. Hattie Ison got 10 out of 10. We got a few onions without hot dogs instead of hot dogs with onions, and we got some pineapples instead of melons, but the scores were remarkable. And we were looking for 2 people who had to be eliminated at this stage, and we have 3 people, in fact, with the lowest scores. So we have a tiebreaker to decide who are the 2 who are eliminated at this stage. And the 3 lowest scores were Rosemary Darby. Will you come and join me, Rosemary? You have a chance, excitement-packed chance, to reclaim all now, you see. And also Janet Atherton and Lisa Harding. The 3 of you were the lowest scores, and so one of you has a chance to win in this game, all right? So as the tension mounts, will you come and take a seat over here, all right? It's a rather interesting game. We're trying to, in the course of Ultra Quiz, test all of your aptitude, all-around ability. We did the sense of smell in Deauville, and this is the sense of touch. We're going to blindfold you in a minute and bring out a chocolate animal like that for you with a sense of touch to decide what the animal is. Now, as soon as you know what sort of animal it is, you will put your hand up. Okay? Ready, steady, touch. Just put your hands up when you're ready. Right, the order was that Janet was the first. What have you decided it is, Janet?
Horse.
Not bad, a damn good try, but it is in fact a giraffe. So now it's Rosemary or Lisa for that last place, going into part 2 of this program and then on to America. Good luck to both of you. Ready, steady, touch. Well, Lisa's hand was up first. Lisa, what is it?
Elephant.
Correct. So Lisa goes through. Were you going to get that right, Rosemary?
Yes.
Well, I'm so sorry. Your hand just went up after Lisa's by about 5 seconds. Do both take your blindfolds off. You deserve it, my goodness me. Let's bring back Janet. Janet and Rosemary, we thank you both enormously. Thank you for being with us.
It's been great fun.
Congratulations on getting as far as this. We're going to take the winners off now to a fish lunch at the premier fish restaurant here in Bruges, and fish for both of you as well, but it may take a little longer.
got it. Oh, there you are.
Whiskers to me is the best. There's none better. I'm totally convinced.
In tests, 8 out of 10 owners who express a preference say their cats prefer Whiskers. But now there's something even better. Best ever Whiskers. Over the years, our nutritionists have been improving the quality of the Whiskers recipe, making Whiskers even better, even tastier, until today it's so tasty, so delicious. Your cat will tell you it's now the most appetizing Whiskers ever. They say it's the best. Your cat will tell you it's now the best ever. New best ever Whiskers. It's the best Whiskers ever made.
What happens when twin brothers are parted at birth and brought up in different environments? Find out in Willie Russell's dramatic musical Blood Brothers, winner of the 3 most prestigious musical awards of the year. Blood Brothers, at the Palace from the 24th of July for 3 weeks only. But get your tickets soon. You're not the only one we've told.
Romeo.
But soft, what light through yonder window breaks!
It is the east, and Ruth Maddock is the sun.
Perfectly put.
I didn't know you were a thespian.
I'm not a fully practicing one, but I can tell you, since my unpleasant incident between my codpiece and the bicycle saddle, I may well yet be one.
Well, I hope it all turns out all right. But in the meantime, could you stroll to the balcony?
I certainly shall.
There he goes with his trusty steed there. Absolutely right. And we're on to the words and music game, because here in the Bergmarkt is where the old minstrels and the strolling players used to perform their medieval mystery plays, and so this is the words and music game. So here we go with question number 1. Would you listen to this passage and write down the name of the author?
It was an early day in June. I had been transacting some business in Paris and was returning by the morning service to London, where I was still sharing rooms with my old friend, the Belgian ex-detective Hercule Poirot.
Well, the answer was, and still is indeed, Agatha Christie. And so we move on now to quote number 2. Quote number 2.
It is a far, far better thing I do than I have ever done.
Willie, it's not Richard III. You're getting carried away already.
Sorry, blame it on the tights. It is a far, far better thing I do than I have ever done. It is a far, far better rest that I go to than I have ever known.
Which novel of Charles Dickens does that line come from? And the answer to that question, to question number 2, is A Tale of Two Cities. A Tale of Two Cities. Now, on to question number 3, which is, which of Jane Austen's novels opens with these words?
It is a truth universally acknowledged that a single man in possession of a good fortune must be in want of a wife.
Which of Jane Austen's novels opens with those words? And the answer is Pride and Prejudice. Pride and Prejudice. And now we come to a very English play from which these well-known lines are taken. I want you to write down the name, if you would, of the playwright.
The late Mr. Thomas Cardew, an old gentleman of a very charitable and kindly disposition, found me and gave me the name of Worthing because he happened to have a first-class ticket for Worthing in his pocket at the time. Worthing is a place in Sussex. It's a seaside resort.
Where did the charitable gentleman who had a first-class ticket for this seaside resort find you?
In a handbag.
A handbag?
Yes, Lady Bracknell.
Magnificent performance there by Mr. William Rushton. If it didn't actually stop the show, it certainly slowed it up magnificently. No. Okay, everybody? And the answer, the name of the author was Oscar Wilde. Oscar Wilde. some pain on one or two faces there. So we come on now to the next one. These words were spoken by a famous British woman. Who was she?
I know I have the body of a weak and feeble woman, but I have the heart and stomach of a king, and a king of England, too.
And the answer is not Margaret Thatcher. The answer is Queen Elizabeth I. Queen Elizabeth I. Who was the author of these lines?
If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings nor lose the common touch,
If neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you, but none too much,
if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run,
yours is the earth and everything that's in it. And, which is more, you'll be a man, my son.
And the answer to that is Kipling. Rudyard Kipling. These are the last two stanzas of a poem about riding. About riding. Who wrote it?
Oh, it's me now. I'm terribly nervous. I wonder if Smudges will shy. She's practically certain to swerve as her pelham is over one eye.
Oh, wasn't it naughty of Smudges? Oh, Mummy, I'm sick with disgust. She threw me in front of the judges, and my silly old collarbones bust.
Boom, boom.
Ruth and William have read those two verses. By whom? And the answer is John Betjeman. Did you get that one, Bruce?
No, I'm afraid I put Pam Ayres.
Very, very good suggestion. And now, who wrote these popular lines?
You are old, Father William, the young man said.
And your hair has become very white.
And yet you incessantly stand on your head.
Do you think at your age it is right?
Answer number 8 was Lewis Carroll. Lewis Carroll. You got that one, Ian?
Thank you.
You look happier than you have all through this
That's
game
right.
so far.
One right.
Now we're going to go on to music, but before we do that, let's salute our thespians up there, to Ruth Maddock and William Rushton. And now, as you can see, we've moved across the square for the final part of this game to decide who goes to Hollywood and to Disneyland and to Hawaii. And the scores at the moment, just to bring you up to date at this sort of midway point in this game, shows that there are 5 people who are going to be pressing particularly hard because they're the most in jeopardy at the moment. There's Marion over there, and Gareth over here, and Leslie, and Linda, and Lisa. Those are the 5 people who are the most in danger. You see here on my right, we have Bruges' answer to the Nolan sisters, the delightful Carla, Tina, and Maggie. And they're going to play to you brief excerpts from 5 well-known national songs. And what we need in each case from you is the title of the song and the country with which it's associated. Maggie, tune number 1. Okay. And the answer to that first question is Sous les ponts de Paris, or Under the Bridges of Paris. I doubt any of you put the answer in Belgium. And the country of origin is, of course, France. Did you all do well on that one? We've got a mixture, so the tension mounts then now. Maggie? And now the answers we need for this particular question, please, are that the country is Wales and that the song is Men of Harlech. Which country do you associate with this tune, and what is its name? And the answer to that question is tulips from Amsterdam, and the country is not Bournemouth because that's where Max Bygraves lives, but the Netherlands or Holland. So we come on now to the next one. In this particular case, we're going to go up to the Belfry of Bruges, to the carillon up there, which is the most famous in Europe, the carillon, and it's got 49 bells, and it's going to give you in a moment the final question, the climactic question. And on this one, please, we'd like the name of the song, the country, and the capital. And the three answers to that particular question are that the tune is Waltzing Matilda, which actually nearly became recently the national anthem, though it isn't, of Australia, whose capital is Canberra. Canberra. Well, the judges have handed me the scores here, and the tension mounts because we've got the second tiebreaker to come now in this particular program. Now, the 5 people we pointed out earlier on who were battling away for survival earlier on, 4 of them are still in and level pegging. 1, unfortunately, is out. Will you come out and join me, Marion? I'm so sorry. Marion nearly made it. You come and join me over here. You nearly made it, but you're just out by 1 point. Thank you for everything, Marion.
It's okay. Thank you very much. I've enjoyed it all.
I'm delighted. You've got a few stories to tell back in the poodle parlour.
I'm sure I will have.
And the other 4 people who we saw just now, can I ask them, in fact, because they are the ones who are level pegging now, to come and join us out here. Lisa over there, if you come and stand in a line here, could you? And Linda. Linda's still in, battling back. Gareth. Come down this end, could you, Gareth? Do you think? And Leslie. Now, this is really tense, this is. And as you saw earlier on, the 5 people, the 4 of you battle to the same points now, so we'll come to the knockout questions. Who was Popeye's girlfriend? Linda, put her hand up first.
Olive oil.
Olive oil, you're on the boat. What was Shakespeare's wife called? Yes, Lisa?
Anne.
Anne is correct. What was the surname?
Shakespeare.
Brilliant! Brilliant! Well, since neither of you offered an answer, you win for Anne plus the sheer genius of Shakespeare. You must be right. You're on the plane. Lisa, join the plane. And to the 3 of you, come on around here. I'm going to hand you all over. It's been great fun having you, to Willie, who's going to look after you in the way that we've come to know and respect.
We're going to do the Flemish version of 3 Men in a Boat. Follow me. This way.
There they go.
Hello, Capitan.